As the Lunar New Year approaches, Da Nang basks in a honey-hued sunlight, stretching across the wide boulevards along the Han River. I've come to the city's largest and most vibrant Tet flower market, where over 100,000 square meters have been transformed into a kingdom of colors. To many travelers, this season might easily be mistaken for Chinese New Year, but for Vietnamese people, Tet carries a soul all its own. It is a sacred bridge between humanity and the heavens, a time to return to our roots and let go of the past year's burdens. While celebrations in other lands might focus in the sheer roar of the crowd, Tet in the Vietnamese heart begins with much gentler rituals, like wandering through this fairest of blossoms to find that one soul of spring to bring home. Gazing at the endless rows of yellow mai under the sun, one might wonder, is Da Nang's Tet flower market this year reserved only for this radiant golden privilege? If we stop here, we might miss the other captivating pieces. The spring mosaic here at the Vastine Sunspots complex, beyond the proud silhouettes of the Mai trees, other colors and whispers are quietly waiting. A question lingers in my mind. Within this sprawling 100,000 square meter space, what other blossoms are bringing the breath of the northern mountains, or the lush gardens of the Cung region here to reunite? Leaving the golden glow of the Mai blossoms behind, the atmosphere begins a fascinating shift. I've just passed a row of giant yellow mums, their full, rounded blooms looking as if they've captured every drop of sunlight within their delicate petals. Right alongside them, hanging baskets of every variety sway gently in the breeze, painting swift strokes of color against the blue sky. The palette is no longer a single hue but grows more diverse, signaling a vibrant change as we venture deeper into the heart of Da Nang's largest Tet flower market. Leaving the bustle of the marigolds behind, I step into a space where the beauty becomes far more elegant and serene. This is the world of muth orchids, often called the glamorous ladies of spring. Orchids possess a beauty that is sophisticated, yet incredibly delicate, requiring a level of patience and care, akin to how one might cherish a graceful woman in the home. That elegance is naturally reflected in their value. In the higher shelves, you'll find intricately designed arrangements, standing majestic with prices ranging from 10 to 20 million VND. Each branch exudes an air of true royalty. Yet, if you're simply looking for a touch of refinement for a small corner, there are charming smaller pits at a much gentler price under 600k VND, which are more than enough to brighten any space this Tet. Leaving the regal orchids, I head toward the Bach. Wabugenvilleas burst into bloom, staining the sky with vivid color. Their petals, silk-thin unlayered, weave a kaleidoscope of fiery pink, velvet red, and pure white. A light breeze sets the clusters shimmering, radiating a sense of effortless energy. Nearby, sunflowers stand tall, their golden heads basking in the light. Propped in sturdy green stalks, they seem to drink in every sunbeam. Their presence is more than just a splash of color. It's a message of faith and a hopeful start to the new year. My pace slows as I enter the Bensi garden. If the rest of the market is a play of fiery colors, here, the eyes are soothed by a refreshing, tranquil sea of green. Amidst the dry, pre-tet heat, the lush canopy of pines and water jasmines creates a cool oasis. Siphoning the city's hustle and the heavy scent of blossoms, artisans have poured years into shaping these rugged trunks, crafting a balance of time and soul. While thousands of flowers compete for attention, these bonsais stand quiet, showcasing a resilient life and the true beauty of harmony. I step in my trucks, mesmerized by my Bunsi perched atop an artistic miniature landscape. It's incredible how an artisan can shrink the grandeur of nature into a single putt. The flowing curves of the trunk, paired with the harmony of stone on water, stand as a testament to the mastery of the Cung region's craftsmen, those who breathe soul into wood on stone to create living masterpieces. Looking across this vast market, it's clear that gold is the dominant language of spring. In Eastern culture, this color symbolizes more than just wealth. It is the hue of sunlight, of faith, and of radiant beginnings. Nothing represents this spirit better than the Mai tree. With roots anchored deep in harsh soil, it endures the winter's bite only to bloom brilliantly under the spring sun. Its golden glow carries the hope of a prosperous year, bringing warmth and peace to every home it graces. Walking through these thousands of pits, if you look closely, you'll notice a clever, unspoken rule among the growers. The most stunning, healthy trees with perfect shapes are always placed right at the front. To catch the eye of discerning collectors, these are the pageant queens of the market. Though their prices are premium, they are a truly worthwhile investment for the home's feng shui and beauty throughout the Tet season. In the other hand, if you're in a tighter budget, head deeper toward the back. There, you'll find smaller pits that still carry the full spirit of spring, perfect for cozy spaces. One detail people often overlook is the artistry of the pit itself. A tree nestled in an intricately curved ceramic pit or pad with a miniature landscape is valued much higher. It's no longer just a plant, but a profound work of art. Choosing a tree is about more than just outward beauty. It's about the harmony between the plant, the pit, and the soul of the owner. And if you enjoy slowing down with me to feel the pulse of life like this, please subscribe to the channel to support my work. Stay tuned, because we are moving on right now. There are still so many fascinating corners of this market waiting to be explored. As it turns out, we've unexpectedly winded into the exhibition area, the heart of this year's Spring Me competition. If the outer area is a marketplace, then this is a true arena of beauty, a prestigious pageant dedicated solely to the iconic flower of central Vietnam's spring. Every contestant here is a flawless 10 out of 10. Some boast coiled roots that mimic the silhouette of a winding dragon, while others display perfectly symmetrical canopies, ditted with thousands of buds just moments away from a spectacular bloom. And here, amidst hundreds of contenders, we found the winner. Reigning at the center of the red carpet, this my tree possesses the aura of a true mimic. Despite its massive, sturdy trunk, it isn't rigid. Instead, it carries a strange, ethereal grace. Every branch is shaped with perfect symmetry, stretching outward like a sculpture suspended in mid-air. The blossoms have begun to unfurl, the pure golden hue draping over the tree like a royal brocade robe. The ultimate symbol of prosperity and fulfillment at this Yaz flower market. It's such a brilliant idea to hold a beauty pageant specifically for trees. Standing here, I can't help but smile imagining the bustling backstage, where artisans act as meticulous makeup artists, grooming every leaf, and adjusting every petal to ensure the contestants look radiant before stepping into the red carpet. The true beauty of this competition isn't about the rivalry. It's about entering patience on human mastery. While typical pageants celebrate youth, here, the winners are the queens with rugged roots and the marks of time. It's a romantic thought. Under this golden sun, these trees are no longer inanimate objects. They are truly performing, telling the story of their journey through sun and wind to bring spring into the heart of the city. Passing through the woodworking section, I'm greeted by the familiar, joyful smiles of the gid of wealth and the earth deity, symbols of luck and prosperity, but the true stars here are the powerful horses, the zodiac animal of this year. Each grain of wood seems to pulse with movement, bringing to life the symbol of success upon arrival. These majestic covings look ready to carry our boldest ambitions and breakthrough spirits into the new year, 2026. Look, it seems that customer over there has already found the perfect muse for their home. If you're wondering how these massive trees make it back to their destination, here is your answer. There's always a transport team in standby with their rugged, custom-made motorcycle trailers. While the delivery fee upon depends on your bargaining skills, in this festive atmosphere, everyone is quick to smile, making it easy to reach a win-win deal. Watching this carefully secured pits roll out of the market, you realize that Tet is truly following them home into every small alleyway of the city.
Bán thép còn sống hả? Thép hôm qua. Từ hôm qua là chúng mới mua nhiều mà.
Glancing past the rows of golden me, I spit a special guest from northern Vietnam, spring peach blossoms beginning to show their vibrant pink hues. For about 500 KVND, you can bring home a charming peach tree, carrying a touch of the north's crisp, cool air into the sun-drenched heart of Da Nang. But this is surely just the warm-up. I'm heading to another section further back, because I'm certain this massive market still hides some truly giant and even more impressive peach trees just waiting for us to discover. Moving to a different area, the atmosphere suddenly becomes much more vibrant and bustling. Instead of massive bonsais, you'll find a sea of smaller plants in every brilliant color imaginable. This is the perfect spit for the seeking convenience. The prices are incredibly affordable. Selection is easy. and they fit perfectly in the back of a familiar motorbike. Just a splash of color for a desk corner or a small pit for the balcony is enough to let the Tet spirit seep into every nook and cranny of the home. And look, I've just come across a row of lilies exuding a heavenly fragrance. Besides my on peach blossoms, lilies are a top favorite for decorating Vietnamese living rooms. The large, thick petals and elegant colors don't just brighten the space. They carry wishes for grace and nobility in the new year. When it comes to lilies, there's a little secret that every seasoned flower shipper knows by heart. Since these flowers bloom very quickly, instead of picking pits already in full flower, people prioritize those with firm green buds. These shy, plump buds are the premium choice. Once brought home, they'll begin to unfurl precisely in the first and second days of Tet. Choosing the bud over the bloom is the best way to ensure the fragrance and elegance of the lilies linger as long as possible throughout the early days of the year. Moving on, we find another row of my trees, but this time they are smaller and more compact, with prices ranging from 1 to 1.5 million VND. These are much more budget-friendly for most people. Without needing to be overly grand, these trees still carry the full radiance of spring and a sense of good fortune into the cozy atmosphere of any home. Stepping into this area, you'll be truly overwhelmed by a world of kumquat trees. While they were scattered throughout other sections, it's only here that you see their massive, commanding presence. Looking at the lush canopies, heavy with ripe golden fruit amidst deep green leaves, it's easy to see why kumquats are a top priority for central Vietnamese people, alongside peach and my blossoms. In Vietnamese culture, the kumquat symbolizes abundance, a flourishing lineage, and overflowing vitality. A vibrant kumquat tree isn't just decor, it's a prayer for a suspicious new year, where fortune flows smoothly and everything is as full and perfect as the fruit itself. To add a festive touch to the green leaves and golden fruit, many growers skillfully hang bright red ribbons. It's a subtle accent, yet it makes the entire tree pop with the Tet spirit. The contrast between red and green doesn't just highlight the tree's vitality, it brings an immediate sense of luck and excitement at first glance. By the way, if you're feeling this festive energy through the screen, don't forget to hit the like button to support me. After wandering through everything from my and peach blossoms to these lush kumquat forests, have you picked out the perfect candidate for your living room yet? Amidst thousands of flower pits, there is a row of peach blossoms standing apart, so proud and radiant that anyone passing by is forced to stop and stare. Despite being travelers from the north who have journeyed thousands of kilometers to meet the sun and wind of central Vietnam, these trees maintain their noble grace, showing no sign of fatigue. The vibrant pink of the petals, intertwined with plump buds and rugged wooden branches, creates a beauty that is both wild and aristocratic. Standing before such a brilliant sight, one can't help but admire the masterful hands of the artisans and the resilient vitality of this flower.
Chưa bét rồi.
In the midst of these quiet footsteps, I've realized something fascinating about the Vietnamese taste for tet trees. Why, out of countless flowers, have peach mai and kumquats become such immortal symbols? Perhaps the answer lies in the miracle of nature and the concept of new beginnings. These trees possess a fierce vitality, silently gathering their life force through the long, cold winter, only to burst into bloom at the exact moment heaven and earth align. The gold of the Mai and the pink of the peach are more than just colors. They are the embodiment of sunlight and warmth, and the lush, fruit-laden kumquats are the very image of prosperity. We choose them not just for their outward beauty, but because every branch and every leaf tells a story of rebirth. It's the hope that after a year of hard work, everything will flourish and find fulfillment, just like the vibrant trees standing right here.
Dịp hai và dịp lẹ luôn. Để trước cái hòn rồi đó. Phía xa thì trồng không thon nè.
Continuing my walk, I stood before a rows of towering, vibrant yellow grand mums. There's a very distinct cultural trait you'll notice here. People in Da Nang have a huge fondness for placing a pair of tall, perfectly rounded grand mums right at their front gates. According to local belief, the brilliant yellow of these flowers symbolizes longevity and filial piety. The larger the pit and the more even the bloom, the more it signifies great fortune and prosperity for the owner in the coming year. Standing tall on either side of the entrance, they look like two floral guardians, protecting the home's peace and welcoming luck inside. How about you? Does your family have the tradition of placing a golden pair of mums at the door, or do you have a different, unique way of arranging your Tet flowers? Let me know in the comments below. I'm truly curious to discover how Tet is celebrated in other regions.
Chị xuống đây cho mẹ phải không?
Right next to those majestic grand mums, I've winded into a row filled entirely with small, rounded flower pits. From above, this area looks like a miniature flower field swaying in the sunlight, a soothing, poetic sea of yellow. If the large pits possess a noble, formal beauty like guardians at the gate, these petite mums bring a sense of warmth and gentleness. Like a breath of the countryside, they don't boast about their size. Instead, they win you over with their sheer abundance, thousands of tiny blossoms clustered into a perfect golden sphere. These plants are so versatile, whether in a balcony, a porch, or a tiny corner of the yard. They radiate charm and a vibrant energy wherever they are placed.
Đâu có uống nước thôi mà.
Continuing the journey, I've just stumbled upon a pristine white hue that stands out amidst the sea of red and gold. This is the snowy mai, a sophisticated muse originally from Northeast Asia and highly cherished in Japan. In Vietnam recently, the snowy mai has become a symbol of luxury and elegance for Tet. Its slender branches are densely packed with tiny white buds, looking like delicate snowflakes clinging to the wood. Usually, these are meticulously cultivated in Da Lat or imported as cut branches for those who appreciate refined beauty. There's a fascinating little tip for anyone who has fallen in love with this muse. The snowy mai loves moisture, but is quite sensitive to direct watering at the roots. The secret to keeping the flowers fresh and blooming evenly is to use a mist sprayer in the branches and leaves. This gentle misting doesn't just keep the blossoms hydrated, it creates a dreamy, ethereal haze, making the vase in your living room look as magical as a traditional ink wish painting. Dripping by the Gerbera daisies section, I'm instantly overwhelmed by a vibrant palette ranging. From fiery orange on bold red to bright mess rose pink, the best pot is the super budget-friendly price tag, only 100K for 3 pets. Truly a steal. Living up to their name in Vietnamese, these flowers symbolize wealth, fortune, and freshness. You don't always need something grand or expensive. Sometimes, just a few charming pits of gerberas are all it takes to make your home kana glow with the Tet spirit. Leaving the bustling 2026 Da Nang Flower Market, I've realized that Tet isn't just found in expensive mai trees or peach branches. It lives in the smiles of the vendors, the hurried pace of the shippers, and the sparkling hope in everyone's eyes. Thank you for wandering through these emotional stalls with me today. If this video makes you want to huppen your bike on head straight to the flower market, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to join me in discovering more charming corners of this year's Tet. And how about you? Which flower pit will be the final piece of the puzzle for your home this spring? Let me know in the comments below. Goodbye for now, and I wish you a new year as radiant as the blossoms we've just admired together.